So now we have Pasi, who is the development manager from the National Institute for Health and Welfare of Finland, who will be talking about the sharing of innovations in the health sector. So thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about a world where all public health and social sector working practices, new service models would be openly available for everybody to see, even during when they are under development, so that people could participate, collaborate, influence on the outcomes, how they serve, make them better. The story I'm going to tell you now is about process or work that I've been doing with my colleagues to take our country's public health and social sector towards that direction. I'm working as in the National Institute for Health and Welfare, and my main job has been coordinating a development program for social welfare and healthcare. This is the main program of Ministry of Social Affairs and Health to reform social and health policy. The program funds annually certain amount of projects that should be innovative, make something new out of the money they are getting. It's, during the last 3 years, it has funded about 40 million euros, which is a very small amount compared to what is spending in the public sector on social welfare and healthcare at the moment. But still, it has got, or we have gotten some results from even the small amount of money that is spent. In the program, all the development projects are required at the moment to be open about what they are developing. And one key issue how this has been made is by using InnoVillage. I'll just show you. This is the front page of InnoVillage, currently only in Finnish, but we'll have English and Swedish translations coming up maybe in the early 2015. All the projects are required to, first of all, put their project data in the InnoVillage. It has a project database currently consisting about 700 projects nationwide. Projects, but that's not the key issue. This serves the funders to know what's going on, what has been developed, and kind of focus on maybe the next fundings and how we should focus and not to do kind of a similar kind of projects in the future. The most important thing, I think, for these projects is a kind of collaborative web-based development environment in the InnoVillage, where the actual outcomes, the new kinds of service models, new kinds of working practices are available already during when they are being developed. People can look at them, collaborate, comment. The developers can call in people to work with them, and this is how, when they are finally done, evaluated, you have a good knowledge base of what has been developed, how they have worked, and so on. Currently, there are either finished or ongoing new service models or local implementations of models, the amount of 1,300 approximately. So it's in good use. There are 4,700 registered users, 22,000 visits per month at the moment. So it's in good use. And this is not only the program I'm talking about, but all kinds of fundings, even the healthcare centers and other departments and organizations use it in their daily work. So it's used in all kinds of situations. Well, this has been one key element in the implementation of of these kind of open innovation ideas that I have been working on in the development program. What has it required? How we have managed to implement kind of an open innovation idea, getting things out when they are unfinished, they are just beginning in the idea phase, get people to collaborate and so on. Well, one thing, there are maybe two things that it requires. This is innovation terminology, push and pull. You need some kind of push to get things going. You have to find first kind of type of lead users, people who might be enthusiastic, willing to work differently. Try to work with them, try to get them motivated, understand what this kind of openness, open innovation idea is about, and get them enthusiastic. The knowledge isn't enough. Motivation and enthusiasm is something that is required. But, well, these lead users don't make the change, because this is not about technology, it's about cultural change. Changing the way of working, doing things differently. And cultural change doesn't come about by bringing new technology. You have to get the people doing things differently. Well, you need more push, you need some regulations or some demands. For example, in the program, all the projects that are funded are required to use InnoVillage. Well, that is just a small part, but it is something that gives some kind of little push to people actually going here and to do things here. Also, you need managerial push. You need to convince the project managers, the managers in the organizations that this is really the way we should do. But the push isn't enough. You cannot order people to do open innovation. It requires also pull from inside the project, inside the people who are working. So you really need to kind of get the people actually doing these innovations to be motivated, to really understand that they can benefit from doing things differently. They need to understand the added value of collaborating. Otherwise, the change wouldn't happen. Well, how we manage to transform people into more collaborative, open perspective of doing things. We have had to do a lot of workshops, trainings, and on very practical matters. Try to kind of reach out to the people, work with them, make them understand the possibilities, the benefits of using InnoVillage, making things differently. Once they realize it, okay, now I can share this, I actually can get some comments on it, I can, for example, communicate my ideas and the phase of development to my manager through this. I don't have to send him emails and stuff. I can only say, well, go there and look at it. So once they find this, then the possibility to change, possibility for new ways of doing emerges. Well, as you might imagine, this hasn't been totally an easy task, just to enroll all this and everything goes smoothly. There's the typical resistance to change, but let's ignore it. That's what we have to face. Everybody has to face it when you want to do something new. More kind of concrete challenges that we have faced relate to, one relates to skills and knowledge of people. And I don't mean the skills and knowledge concerning the subject matter they are working. People working in elder care know their substance matter quite well. It's more about managerial, project management skill, innovation skills, knowledge and capabilities of using innovation methods. methods of collaboration. So to overcome this kind of challenge, we have had to train people on very practical level. How do I manage an innovation project? How do we collaborate? How can we influence people to join? How they stay and work with us? They just don't come and go, and things like that. And these are the kind of challenges that we have had to face and try to solve by training, giving instructions, manuals, guidelines, but also by working with the people, actual people who are doing the things, trying to get them to think differently, do differently, get motivated of doing things differently, to understand the way they could benefit from doing open innovations. Well, what are the benefits of doing things like this? Implementing open innovation in government policy, in a main strategic program in social and health care. Well, first of all, I think that the openness reduces the overlapping of development projects. Knowing what has been done, you don't have to invent the wheel over and over again. You also can benefit from the ideas that people have created before. You know what's going on. We know that in innovations, 90% of the time is about hard work, getting the things working, getting it done, getting it to contribute added value. The idea is about 10%. So taking the idea, learning from others, you can make the job easier, you can kind of get the things started faster, and maybe also understand how people have implemented this model before, what can I learn from them. I might use this and get the kind of implementation faster going. And well, also because this is public sector, I think it's the open innovation idea is much more better for public sector. It's public money, the development is public, it should be available for everybody. You don't have to hold on to your crucial assets like in enterprise or control your intellectual property rights. Everything is done with public money. It should be publicly available. I have to admit that we are about halfway there. All the people are not that willing still to work in a village. They might put the thing only when the project is ending. But we have managed to get the most of the projects working in an open way, more or less, and really utilizing this in a village. So, but what I think that, and what we have seen is that this actually really benefits the development work, the kind of birth of new ideas and understanding of new ways of working. It kind of spreads the ideas nationwide. It's not about local projects anymore. It's about kind of national enterprise. And the program itself can utilize, if you find success stories, you can do actions to diffuse the good success stories, good new models to other places. It doesn't stay local. It can be national or maybe even global. Thank you.
Thank you, Pasi. Do we have any questions here? So I have a question for you, which is that in this type of open innovation environment, what do you see as the balance between collaboration and competition? Because you probably see that there's elements of both, especially if you tie it to funding. So what have you observed from the participants in the InnoVillage so far?
Well, that is a hard question and not easy to ask, but of course there's competition, especially in cases that you are applying funding for something that has been already done and or is going on, and then it turns out that they try to put it into different words or just change it a little bit. I think that requires some kind of control from the funding agencies. I was surprised when we started this project that actually people are much more willing to collaborate than I thought. I thought that there might be more competition. They might want to hold on to their own thing and not to share it with other people. And actually, this is something that struck me, that actually people want to collaborate. And, well, I have to mention that I was talking, or we have been talking that this observatory that you have has kind of similar ideas, and I think it is interesting to see how your kind of global environment and our national environment can collaborate, or we can see some kind of a comparison with them and learn from each other.
Great. This is how great relationships get made. So, all right. Well, thank you very much, Pasi.
Thank you.
All right.